Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to Crafty Chemist Designs. Today we are going to be making this fun scrapbook layout using the Silly Old Bear Suite. Let me share the live to the group, and while I'm doing that, say hello and tell me what you did today for Mother's Day. I had a really nice Mother's Day. The only thing that could have made it better is if my younger daughter was in town, but I did get to FaceTime with her, so it's the best we can do, her being so far away. Okay, I posted it to the group. I hope everybody's good. It was really a beautiful day here today. I hope it was nice by you. Hi, Jean. Looking forward to the layout. Did you guys do anything fun today? Okay, I tagged people. Hi, Mom. You had a good day? Yeah, happy Mother's Day. We may not have a lot of people because it's Mother's Day. Maybe they're spending the day with their mom. But that's okay. People can watch the replay and learn how to create this fun page. Oh, Outback Steakhouse. That's Mom's favorite. She probably would have liked that. We always have really good food from Outback. I don't know if it's just our Outback, but we've always lucked out. One time they forgot something and they called me and made up for it. So I don't even count that as a bad experience because they handled it properly. So yeah, that would have been really good. We went with Megan out to brunch. So. Okay, let's talk about this suite. So the Winnie the Pooh suite is part of the online exclusives from May. So it's not in the new catalog, which looks like this. There were a few things that were just released, online. Right now, the whole suite is unavailable because the embossing folder is unavailable. But everything else is available. Okay, so I did not use the embossing folder on this particular project, so you can purchase all of the products to make this you know, they're available right now. There's the paper suite, or the paper designer series paper. There is the stamp set. I'll show you that. There's the stamp set and the dies that go with it, which I did use. I didn't use the stamps, but you could. I used the dies to cut the characters out, but you could stamp them and color them. And then there's this Sweet Words and Labels stamp set and dies. And truthfully, when I first ordered these, I was not going to order this. But then I saw these dies. They're a beautiful nesting set of dies. And I did use them last week in my card making live. But these are so amazing. This goes, you know, around here, but look at all of these nested dies, and they have such beautiful detailed edges. They're all kind of different. Like this one has what I call like a pie crust edge. This one has dashes, another pie crust, and so on. And then this shape. And then I've used these a lot for my sentiments. So I recommend this set. The dies are amazing. And then there are some really nice Winnie the Pooh sentiments too that you can use. So I really recommend this. I wasn't going to get them at first, but then I decided to go ahead and get them. And then there is the embossing folder, but that is what's out of stock right now. And it will be coming back in stock. Okay. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Did Nikki get you a nice Mother's Day present? So here is the paper, and I have used a lot of it, so oops. So let me just briefly show you some of this if you haven't already seen it. This is a sheet which I really love. It's perfect for card fronts, but you could use these in scrapbook layouts to decorate. Like I could have put this, you know, right here. Maybe I will this time around. We'll see. But really nice scenes for card fronts. And then the back is this. It's the new color called Hydrangea Hue. It's kind of an Eeyore purple. And then this one is scenes. There's scenes. There's I think 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 13 scenes that you can cut out with those dies that I was just showing you. So I used one here. Which one did I use? Oh, I used that first one. I used that right there. And you can see most of them are those like kind of ovals, and then there's a few that are this shape. And then the back is a really pretty stripe. This is pretty, like just a tree background. It does have Pooh hanging in the tree a little bit. This is pretty. Hi, Diana. Oh, Dawn, that's the best Mother's Day present. Sleeping in. Darcy does not let us do that. So this is really pretty. This makes nice background on cards too. And then the back is the woods. And this is kind of what the embossing folder looks like, is sort of this woods. I think it's this section like right here. It's really nice, and everybody loves it, obviously, because it went out of stock. And then you have some of these. Again, you can use it as, you know, background paper. I thought about using it for the center, but then I thought maybe it would be too much. But you can also cut these out and use them as characters. And then I love this pink gingham. This one is a different background paper too. So it's got, you know, the different characters. And then the back is this diamond. I think this one would be really good for the background in this layout. Let's see, okay. And this one's a little bit different. I'll hold them up together so you can see. It's not the same. They're similar, but it's not the same. Right, this one's got the jars of honey, and it's got Pooh holding honey, and it's got Piglet and Pooh. And then the back is this hydrangea hue, almost looks like clouds. 1, 2, 3. I think that is all of the individual papers. Okay, so I love them. And then I think one of the best things about this set is that the dies from the stamp set, so these dies fit the characters on the paper. And so that's what I took advantage of here on this layout. Let's see if I can find one. Like you see here how these fit right on there. So they can cut out, and then you don't even need to color anything. I mean, look at that. So, I mean, I recommend the paper and these dies, and then also these dies. I love these for cards, but also for, you could journal on them and such. So I think those ones are must-have. The paper and these dies and those dies at the very least. The embossing folder is great, but it's not available right now. But all of the characters you can cut out. Let me see. Which I will on this layout. So I just wanted to show you that. So I love this set. And all of my Disney fans, family, my Disney friends, you need this set. Okay, so I'm doing this layout to obviously, you know, promote this suite. However, you can make the same layout with any paper. So grab your paper, and you can do this too, even if you don't have this one, right? You need 2 sheets of pattern paper, 2 sheets of whatever this background paper you want to use, cardstock, and then 2 sheets of that cardstock. And then these are punches, so you can do circles, you can do squares, you can do, you know, these are the hexagons. So you can craft along even if you don't have this suite. Who has this on their wish list? I know. I was thinking the same thing, Vicki. I was like, I really need to get another pack of paper because I used, not a lot, but I'm using these characters. I love them. I love them. And I'm going to be making so many more cards. So let's get started. Let's work on this one first, okay? But I do have a companion page. But I just realized now putting these together, I think I'm going to put another one right here so that it matches up. But let's make this one. Any questions? Let me know if this is on your wish list. And if it's not, what from the new catalog is on your wish list? So the colors in this suite are Balmy Blue, Basic Black, Cajun Craze, cherry cobbler, crumb cake, early espresso, golden glow, which is a new one, hydrangea hue is a new one, mossy meadow, old olive, pecan pie, timid tiger, which is the 25-27 in colors, and very vanilla. So I am going to start off with this old olive base, because that's one of the colors. And then if I were going to be using pattern paper from the Pooh suite, I would use, as I think I pointed it out, let me find it. I would use this one. I think it's a nice subtle background. Unfortunately, I used one of the sheets, so I don't have two of them. So I'm going to use these ones. It is the new Golden Glow, but this is from the Fern, what's it called? Moonlit Flora paper suite. This is perfect. This paper that I used here is from the Heirloom Blossoms in the new catalog. And I don't know if you can see the gold foil on there. In the new catalog. I know, I was thinking the same thing, but I don't know that I scrapbooked our 100 Acre Woods pictures, but maybe I did. But this paper is from this suite, Bloom Boutique. This is a 12 by 12 paper. It has the gold foiling. It's hard to tell on the catalog, but it does. And it's that same Golden Glow color, so I went ahead and used it. This paper is from the Moonlit Flora. Let me find it here. Okay, this one. It's from this suite. They don't show it in this one, but this is from that paper. Okay, so they're all this paper is from the new catalog. These two. Okay, so your pattern paper, you need to cut 10 by 10. Okay, 10 inches by 10 inches. Let's see, I didn't bring my cutter over here. Okay. You know what, I'm going to use this one because I've already got it cut to 10 inches. 10 by 10. Okay, and then the mat behind this, on here it's, I used the Golden Glow. I'm going to use pecan pie this time because I don't have any more 12 by 12 Golden Glow. But this one I'm going to cut 10 1/4 by 10 1/4. If you want a little bit more of a lip around it, you know, a little bit more of a mat, you can do 10 1/2. But I did 10 1/4. Okay, now let's attach this. This actually is a very simple layout. going to center this on the mat. And it's basically 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then I'm going to put the mat onto the paper. It's basically going to be about 1/2 inch all the way around. Well, no, it's a little bit less than 1 inch all the way around. Because I cut off 2 inches. There we go. Okay, now in the center picture, I put a 4x6, and so I cut this at 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Now basically I centered it on there. Okay, so it's about 2 1/4 down from the top of here. And then almost 2 inches, about 1 7/8 from the edge. So let's see, 1, 2, so about here, and then 1 7/8. Yeah, just about there. It's gonna go right about there. Okay, 1, 2 1/4, 1, 2, just right around there. And I'm going to use these diamonds to guide me. Now here I used a piece that was 1/2 inch by 6 1/4. And I actually used a piece of paper from the oh, I forget what it was called. Let me get the pack. I think it's called Elegance, Season of Elegance. I just used this because it was Old Olive. See, this was Old Olive. I couldn't find any dark Old Olive, so I really like this. So it should be 6 1/4 by 1/2 inch. So I'm going to cut this 1/2 inch. And then 6 1/4. You just want something that contrasts a little bit. On this one, I'm using the non-gold foiled side because, you know, I didn't want this to be too shiny. And I did it on this one because I already had the gold foil there. So then you just put that right on top. Okay, now we just have to decorate. I did use one of these ovals. I have a few already cut out. I just cut out that whole sheet already. These two are vertical, so let's use this one. Okay, and I popped it up so that I could put the placeholder there, the photo placeholder. Okay, let me get my placeholders. This is going to go right there, since I don't know what pictures I'm going to put up yet. And then let's use some Stampin' Dimensionals to pop this up. You don't want to stick it down quite yet, because we are going to put these little flags underneath. Okay. I'm not going to put this down yet, but I want to have it ready because it helps me guide. So these ones are about 1.5 inches. And I just used some leftover paper that I had already cut. Let me see if I can find some here. Let's use that one. So I cut them about 1.5 inches. And I'm going to use both sides. Okay, and then I had another one there. Let's get a little piece from one of these. Okay, from here. Take a little piece from there. So 1.5. Now I don't have exactly how long. These are cut 4 inches. But they're not probably going to be 4 inches. So I think you could probably cut these at, like, let's say 3 inches. It's probably long enough. You want them to stick down below that oval, but you don't want it to stick too far below and touch the bottom. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. So I just flagged the bottoms of these by going up the center and then cutting from corner to corner. Same thing here, center, corner to corner. Oops. By doing that, you can kind of make sure that it's centered. Okay. Now what I did is I put these under here first, and then I put the center one sort of on top of them. So I want to kind of gauge how far apart. I used whatever you're going to put here. Like you could put a title here. That would be great too if you cut out, letters or something. Fine. So I think that's how far apart I'm going to put them. Okay. Try to make sure it's centered. And I am tucking it under the mat a little bit. Okay. I'm not pushing it down because if I want to move it a little bit, I still can. Okay, let's put some adhesive on this one. Okay, I'm going to put it right about there. And then the last one. And I'm centering it kind of on top. Okay, perfect. Now we can take the backing off of these. I'm not going to take the backing off of this top part because that's going to be on top of this picture. And since I don't have my picture down already, I don't want that to be secured down yet because I'm going to be taking this photo placeholder off once I have my pictures. So I'm only going to remove the backing from these ones. And you just see, so you can see how I can still take this off when it's time to put my picture down. Okay? Okay, now the fun part. Let's do these. So I did get the 2026-2028 in color paper pack. And here is the new Golden Glow. I think they should call it Winnie the Pooh Gold, Winnie the Pooh Yellow. What would you call this? Okay, and I'm using this punch. This is a hexagon punch. I'm not sure if it's still available. Let me check. I don't know, I searched hexagon and it's not there. But like I said, you could use circles or squares. You can just cut squares or, whatever you want. Hearts, if you're doing, like something that hearts would be good. Okay, this is about, let's see, 2 inches. So let's cut some strips that are about 2.5. That's pretty good. And on this page, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole ones. One, 2, 3, and then I did 3 half punches. So let's see if we can get a partial punch here. 1. See if those will be wide enough. Okay. And let's do that again. So we can get 3 whole ones. I've been converted to punches. I was not a punch girl, mainly because I don't want to store a whole bunch of these, but there are some that are just good to have. I feel like this is a classic shape. I would love a circle one. That's my next get, is a circle one. Okay, I think I have enough. So let's put these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we've got a couple that we might be able to use. I did, if you notice, I did draw around here, and that's because I felt without drawing it was a little bit too plain. So this is personal preference. So I just took, this is dark copper clay, because that's what I had. And I just and I did not try to be perfect, like with a ruler. You could if you wanted to, but I don't think it's necessary. Another thing you could do is ink the edges if you want. Instead of drawing lines. And then these ones I just did the half. I didn't do the edge that looked cut off. Okay, there we go. Let me see if there are any questions. Yeah, Pooh Gold. That's what I'm going to call it. Pooh Gold. Okay, so I started off kind of this one. It's overhanging the photo and that a little bit. And then I just kind of align them up. Kind of like that. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but this one I did pop up because since it overhangs the picture, I didn't want to, you know, have it glued down there. So I popped it up and just left the backing on that piece. Okay, let's put this one first. And I'm just trying to leave, you know, a little bit of space. Obviously, if you're going to be using something like circles or whatever, it's going to probably have to be a little bit different, but... And then I'll just pop this one up, if I could find what I did with the dimensionals. Okay, well, I have this here. Using the edge pieces here. Whoa, almost threw my scissors across. There we go. Okay, so this piece here, I'm going to leave on the part that's going to cover the photo, but I will take off the backing off of these ones. If you were going to stamp something on these hexagons or whatever, Like if you were going to stamp the characters and then color them in, obviously do that before you pop it up onto, you're right, with the dimensionals. Okay, now this one we needed the 3. So I started this one just a little bit covering, and then I went from there, because you got to kind of piece these together. And I think I might leave it like that. I might not put this one down here. And I popped this one up just to kind of have a little bit of symmetry. But when I put adhesive on this one, since it's going to cover where the photo goes a little bit, I'm not going to put adhesive right at the very top. You see, now I can still take this piece off there. And I can tape it down a little bit more later once I get the picture on there. I should have printed off our 100 Acre Woods pictures just to use on here. This is the one I popped up, so. Okay, I used every bit of that dimensional page. Okay, and then this one can take down. Okay, then what I did is just, these are going to overhang a little bit, so then you go back and trim any excess. Like this hung over the edge a little bit. Because when you punched it out, you don't know how far it's going to, you know, stick over the edge. Okay, now all we got to do is put our characters on there. So I'm going to put this under here for right now. I want to show you how this works. Let me know if you have any questions. I don't know what I did with my washi tape, so we might have to do it without the washi tape. Okay, now this paper is one of the ones that has all the characters that you can cut out the shape. So let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shapes. So let's cut out Rabbit, Tigger, Piglet, that's 3. Let's do the owl. 4, and I do have the small honey, so let's just do that here. And then Eeyore. Now, if you don't have the dies, you can fussy cut these out. I'm going to use the dies. But it is possible to fussy cut. So these are called the Sweet Old Friends dies. And that first one is Pooh standing up, which is this. Let me move these out of the way. I don't know what I did with my washi tape, so I'm risking it. I could probably cut more at one time, but let's do Tigger. I like how they depicted Tigger. I feel like these are more original characters than the Disney-fied characters, don't you think? So Tigger is fun. Okay, that's 2. Let's do owl. I think I cut out, yeah, let's do the owl. I wish Monroe were here so he could tell me the Spanish word for owl, which he did tell me before. Oh, I moved this just before. Does anybody know the Spanish word for owl? Because he surprised us knowing the Spanish for this, so I feel a 2-year-old knows more than me. Okay, here's owl. Kanga. Did I cut out Kanga? I don't think I cut out Kanga. But I did, I cut out Rabbit. I actually meant to have more of these already cut out so you didn't have to wait for me to cut these all out. Okay, Rabbit. Let's do Eeyore next, if I can find Eeyore here. Well, I found Piglet, so let's do Piglet. Okay. Okay, here's Piglet with his little dandelion. And then Eeyore. Okay, and that's the last one. We can't cut out the honey pot. I fussy cut the other ones, but there is a die. So let's try it. Now it depends on how big your hexagons are, whether or not you think they need a image in them. Okay, let's put this down for now. Okay. Let's just put these on here. I like to put Pooh on the one that's popped up, just because he's the main character. And then we'll put the honey pot here. Okay, let's get these down. They are, some of them do hang off a little bit off the edge, like Eeyore is a little bit bigger. So you want to watch, you know, if you put your adhesive on it, you don't want it to be hanging off. There you go. Now the reason I use these hexagon punch is because I thought it looked like honeycomb, right? That was my inspiration. My inspiration was honey. So that's why I have these. And then Eeyore. Okay, there's the left-hand side. I'm not going to put one there because it's very, very small. Okay, let's do this right-hand side. This one's a little bit easier. I'm going to start with this, which is 10 by 10. Remember, this is the center pattern paper. Who loves this layout? I do. I just came back from Disney, but we did not see Pooh. I should have planned that better. We should have gone to the Pooh character breakfast. Okay, now the mat on that is 10 1/4, and I'm using pecan pie. Like I said, you could do 10 1/2 if you wanted a little more of a lip. Let's adhere this down. I picked this background paper because it was the new Golden Glow, you know, Winnie the Pooh gold. So I thought it went really well with my, you know, honeycomb theme. And when you pick a background paper, this is nice. It's patterned, but it's kind of a subtle pattern, so the other things, you know, stand out. And then my backing is Old Olive, which I love. I've already gone through a whole pack of this 12 by 12, so I'm gonna have to get some more. It's kind of one of my go-to greens, this and garden green. Okay, let's center this. Like I said, it's a little bit less than 1 inch all the way around. Now on this one, I did 4 squares that were 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Let's hope I have, oh, you know what? I used the pecan pie. Let's see. 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Oh no, wait. No. These are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Like I say, that looks too big. That's because they are. It's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And you need 3 of them. Or 4 of them. I need 3 from this sheet here. But again, you can make it whatever size you want. If you have pictures, you know, certain pictures you want to use, and they're 4 by 6, you know, use those. Okay, let's put these down. Okay, these ones I put at about 9.5 up from the bottom. And 6, remember 6 is the center, so I kind of just centered this, you know, around the 6. And then I tried to do an equal space like down between this one as I did there. On this one, you can see I'm going to put these flags under that. So you want to leave a little bit of space. Don't put adhesive right up against the edge for that. Let me see if I can find my 3x3 photo placeholders. Under that, so you... I was saying yesterday I only have a few of these left, so starting to panic about these. I wish Stampin' Up would sell these in bulk and not just with the... These do come with the workshop, scrapbook and workshop kits, but only, you know, what you need for that workshop, so... Okay, now we need the same 3 pieces of paper that we cut, that we did the flags on the other one. And this one, you probably could cut these 2 inches. Tall. So I'm going to cut this one sort of in half. Probably. Yeah, 2 inches would be good. Or thereabouts. I think that one will be good. And that one. Let's do this one. About 2 inches. Okay. And then all we're going to do is flag it. However, this time we're going to flag it from the top. And the reason that matters is if your design, like here I've got trees, right? I've got trees going up, so make sure you flag the top part. Like this one, the map is, you know, facing this way, so make sure you're flagging the right side. Because normally we flag the bottom. This one we're flagging the top. And I might have to cut those a little bit. Might be a little bit too tall. Now see, this one, it doesn't really matter because it's not really directional. Okay. I'm going to just trim the bottom of these a little bit. Because I know I left space to tuck these, but yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, let's adhere these down, and then all we're going to do is the characters, the punches, the hexagons and the characters. So there we go. You could also, if you don't want to do flags here, you could do like a little tag that had the date or, you know, something like that. This one, I'm gonna cut a little bit. Maybe cut more than I wanted to, but there we go. That's not too bad. Okay, this one we use 4 hole punches and then 2 smaller ones, so let's see if I have enough. The Winnie the Pooh gold. So I've got a piece here. But again, if worse comes to worse, just use the amount that you have, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 half pieces. So let's see. There's 1. Oh, and then I have this one from before. Okay, we're good. Now I did start, let's look at this piece. I kind of implied that this piece was going to finish that. So let's put it like that. And then from there, let's do the other pieces so that it's going to match up a little bit. Okay, so something like that. And then this side doesn't really matter. I had it kind of where the bottom of this one was in the center of the pieces, but you want it to be far enough over that it's not going to cover your pictures too much. And then I've got this here. Okay, perfect. This is the one that I popped here. So, oh, I didn't draw. Let's draw on these before I do that. Or you can ink the edges. Or you can just not do it, right? It don't matter. But I did feel like it needed it. So let me put this back. Okay. Okay, and then let's do these ones. I find that the faster that I go with these, the less wiggly my lines are. Because I'm not trying too hard. Okay. And on this one, I popped that one up. Okay, so let's put these down. And I'm trying to get the spacing between these pretty good. Now, I want to make sure that it doesn't go over my photo placeholder so that I can remove this. This one I'm going to put down. Okay. And then this one we pop up. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm going to leave these ones on and then just take these ones off so that it's not covering up my photo. Okay, and then on this one, I popped that one up. So let's put these down. You want to try and, let's try and put this one over here because I went a little bit overboard with that. Okay, I'm not going to put any adhesive there because that's going to be hanging over and over here. I want to still be able to remove this. You see how you can still remove this? There you go. Okay, and then this one's popped up. Using my dimensionals. Vicky, I know you bought this sweet. Did anybody else buy this yet? Okay, I'm going to leave this one on. I might leave those two on also. Did anyone else get this sweet? Anything from the sweet? Hi, Melinda. Okay, so all we have to do now is get our characters. And I did put two honeys on that one. Okay, let's see which characters we put on already. And which ones we still need. So we need Kanga. Did I double up on these ones? Let me see if I doubled up. Okay, I did double up, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, they're doubled up because there's only I don't know how many characters there are, but okay, let's do. I know I don't have Kanga, so let's for sure do Kanga. And I'll do one of the honey. And let's do one of Pooh sitting down. Okay, I don't have that. And then who else? Who's your favorite? Let me pick your favorite. That's 1, 2. We need 4, probably 5. Owl might be able to go on that one. One, 2, 3. So 2 more. Who's your favorite? We've got Pooh sitting down. Let's do another Piglet because she's right down here. Is Piglet a she or he? Why don't I not know that? Let me know. Is Piglet a she or he? And then, of course, we're going to do Tigger. And then we'll go from there. I think that might be... Oh. Okay, so let's cut these out. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, let's trim this so I don't forget to do that. Trim the edges of these, the ones that are hanging over the edge. All right. Let's bring up our stamp cut and emboss machine again. I really just love when our dies fit these, fit the paper. It was like this in that Market Fresh set. I really love that. I love cutting out the little tomatoes and carrots. But if you want to do your own coloring and such, or if you ran out of paper like I'm about to, these, the stamp set is good. Okay, so here's the owl. Perfect. Let's cut out Piglet. Nobody knows if Pooh is a boy or girl? Come on, help me out. Why do I not know that? I've seen Piglet at the character breakfast at Crystal Palace. I think Jean and I went to Pooh when we went to Disney. That was 2019, right before COVID that we went. It was the Christmas before COVID when things started, you know, getting bad. Okay, Tigger. Okay, let's do Kanga. I moved that. I hope it's okay. Oh well. Oh, she looks pretty good. Not too bad. And then we have Pooh sitting down. This is a cute one. You could put the honey jar in his lap because he seems to be, you know, his hands are such that he could be holding something. Okay. And then speaking of that, I do have the honey pot. Let's see. Somebody answered me, so let me check. Can't read it right at the moment. Okay. Okay, good. Now we just have to put our characters on. Okay, so we have maybe consensus that Piglet is a male. Yeah, I always got to see Pooh. We didn't see it when, well, because we only did Magic Kingdom one day, and we did Cinderella's Castle, so that's why we didn't do Pooh and Friends. Otherwise, I would have suggested that. Okay. Perfect. I think that's perfect. Let's just put these guys on here. Yeah, I would get another pack of paper while you can, before things sell out. And if you wanted that embossing folder, make sure you put your email on the, it's not a wait list, but it's like, we'll notify you when it comes back in stock, because as soon as you get that email that it's back in stock, you want to, you know, jump on it. Because I have a feeling if it goes out of stock again, it won't be coming back. But I think if they get good sales from this, that maybe they will do more like this, right? Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be Disney, but maybe they'll do, I don't know, Harry Potter, or, you know, whatever. If we show that it's a good seller, they might expand more into this licensing realm. So, okay, there is the second layout, and I think that's complete, right? Let's look at the original. Yeah, that was everything. That was everything. So what do you guys think of this layout? I love the honeycomb kind of feel for this. So again, the stamp set and the dies for these are called Sweet Old Friends. Okay, the stamp set and the dies are Sweet Old Friends. Okay, the whole suite was called Silly Old Bear. And the stamp set and dies for this are called Sweet Words. And that's what I used to cut this shape out, as I used this one. Okay. The embossing folder was called 100 Acre Woods, and that is what's out of stock. And because that's out of stock, you can't get the whole suite. But the paper is called Silly Old Bear. You can see how much I've cut out of these. I definitely need another sheet or another, pack of this. And then, guys, get this Golden Glow paper, and there's ink, there's ribbon, and I think there's the shimmer brush. I didn't get that shimmer brush, but and there are dots. The dots are all of the new colors. But while you're getting this, don't forget to get the Golden Glow. And if you want to get the pack of all of the new 2026, 2028 colors, remember, you can't get the 12 by 12 in the 2026, 2028 colors. It's not labeled that way, but this Heirloom Boutique 12 by 12 cardstock, these are all of the new colors. I don't know why they don't call this 2026, 2028 12 by 12, but that's what it is. Okay? Okay, next week, I think I'm going to do some cards from the Waterside collection. I was going to do the Fern and Floral, but those ones, the paper and the stamp set went out of stock. So I'm going to do this one, the Waterside Retreat. Make some cards for this. Okay? That's next week. Stamp set went out of stock. Yeah, so, okay. Thanks for joining. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope you had a really nice day. And I will see you next week. Bye.